Hey Ryan, we're going to do a quick lesson recap, talk about um, what we need to work on, draw some lines to show you why we're working on them. So sway line, slide line, um, spine angle, I guess, is what we're going to call this. Very tilted from hips up. A lot of that's because of the grip. I want to clean up some stuff with your lower half before I start tinkering with this grip, because I know this is going to be um, something we fight about, I guess, or something that's really not going to be fun for you. But it should get cleaned up because it affects ball flight. Maybe we can do it without, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. So run you through the backswing. Do a pretty decent job of taking the club away without using the hands. See a little bit of elbow movement as you take the golf club away to start that golf swing. Head moves back and off. I really want to clean up this pivot. There's just a lot of head movement, which is going to ultimately dictate or have an effect on consistency. So being uber critical to show you how much head's moving around in this golf swing. You can see how much you move off the ball. Like to get you tilted more like this by the time our work is done, especially with an iron. Get that head more in this position and have it not move that much, especially in the backswing. I'd like to see it not move at all. And then in the through swing, right before impact, if you want to back out of it, you can a little bit, but we'll get there. So hands, I want to quiet down in the takeaway, clean up the pivot meaning your lower body and how it works. I want to add some rotation to the lower half, get rid of a lot of this leg drive, or have it work at the right time and get out of this sweepy type iron play so that you can be more in control of your iron shots. It's another view of it. I believe you're always going to look shut to target with the grips. With the grip the way you have it, the 10-finger grip is always going to make things look a little more closed than reality. Right hand gets lower on the shaft. It's going to pull that left shoulder around, or make the right shoulder go low, and make low and behind so that it does look a little bit more shut than it really is. Plane lines right there, shaft line on the bottom, top of the plane line or the secondary plane line on the top, posture right here. If we clean up your pivot, you're going to keep you in posture better. We talked about this. Got to get your club head out from underneath this plane line in the takeaway. Club gets slung inside. You do a very good job of getting that shaft back where we want it to be in the downswing, but you're doing it via slide and dump, sliding the hips, leaving the club behind you, and getting that golf club to stay looking like it's behaving correctly. But if you didn't slide, this golf club would go well below plane line and you would hit so many fat shots, it would not be fun. So again, you're a rare case where I see the golf club below this plane line right here, behaving in the takeaway, and then you find a way to keep it underneath plane line in the downswing. Most people that start below work it out and around and over the top. You, I think, have figured out how to slide, getting and dumping the golf ball or dumping the club head behind you. So the slide and the spin out, this, if I could get rid of, well, I'm going to slow down on that for a second. So you shrink, check out the red lines. Your butt, I want to keep on this red line, and your head, I definitely want to keep on this red line. So you've got a lot of shrinking, or turtling is kind of what it's called. Chest sucks in, arms get thrown out in front of you. We talked about this. I think you were shocked or surprised when you saw it. Your right leg so much gets in the way of your right arm through the hit. You are compensating and shoving the hands out and away to get the club head through the shot. So definitely you've got to get you more rotation in the lower body, in the takeaway to the top, and then that should clean itself up in the downswing or through swing. So again, ultimately, if I can clean up your pivot or your leg work, footwork, whatever you want to call it, and get you a little more compression and get you not backing out of this shot and getting away from impact, I want you attacking the golf ball, being much more aggressive through the hit. So here's another swing. This is again where you see that right leg. Now that it's super cleaned up, that club gets slung so far inside. Watch your hips spin out, and you dump the club behind and throw the face. I'm not saying that you couldn't play golf this way. I think you're going to be a happier player and be more willing to work and practice and play, and enjoy your rounds more if I can clean up your lower half and make you more consistent, make you more able to dictate where the golf ball's going and knowing why you're struggling. That's my ultimate goal, is to get you a golf swing that you can manage yourself around a golf course with much easier. And if we clean this up, the iron swing, the driver swing gets so much better, or the long game or the driver gets so much better. Here's another view of the face-on video. This is you trying to add rotation of the lower half, trying to open you up a little bit more or get you a little bit turned away from target a little bit more. You're going to look funky for a while as you try to work body feels through the golf swing, because I mean, we're having you go in positions that you aren't used to, so it's going to look weird to you. I promise you this is normal. This is you trying to work through slow, like chipping speed. Trying to get rotated in the backswing and then rotated in the through swing. This ultimately is where the robot's going to be really helpful. This is me trying to control your pivot for you so that you can get an understanding of what we were going to try to do. I wanted to work you through this while before we got on the robot, so you kind of knew what we wanted your body doing. So definitely more turn away from the golf shot. I was messing around with your head because you were doing some weird stuff, but again, body feels, or the way your body works through shots, is going to be funky when we get you in new positions. I don't believe it's flexibility related. Okay, so this right here is how your body functions. I'm giving you an example. So your hips slide. I want to get rid of that. I want you opening up the knee and turning, and then the club is going to get delivered. It's going to feel really weird, and you're going to experience a lot more of the left side of the golf course at first, but it'll eventually go away. This is you trying to do it on your own. And again, it will look weird at first until you start seeing we're going to do more mirror work. you start seeing what it looks like, you get some cleaner contact, you'll start believing in it more. This is me trying to help you work through the shot. I love how that right leg is working already. I love how the hips look. You cleaned up the head, and I'm trying to keep that left shoulder down and get you going around. So that would have been much better or closer to what I want it to look like. Now this is the real move. We hit a lot of shots out to the right at first, but you're so used to, love how you work through there, hanging on a little bit. From about here to about here, I love this golf swing. And then old habits, the need to throw face because you slid is happening here, but it even looks better there. And then we'll get your finished position cleaned up, but I'm really pulling on you to get the golf club around like we did. This is you trying to do it on your own, so you under rotate the hips, slide, and throw. And this is you being very aware of your body. This always happens on the robot, especially for first timers. You see a lot of, like, I call it riding the robot. You're kind of hanging on, not knowing where you're supposed to be. But once I get you doing what we want you doing and being more aware of it, it'll become less hanging on and going for a ride. But good work. Sorry for the long-winded recap. I just wanted to get you an idea of what you're in for over the next couple months. But good work. I appreciate you really grinding through it. It's uncomfortable, that first lesson sometimes, and you don't always hit it perfect. That's my fault, not yours. But we'll get you there, and you will have a much more confident and enjoyable season. See you soon.